K, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be doing our LEC 2025 Winter Split Team Tier List. So if you guys have not had a chance to check out our LCK 2025 Cup tier list, I would highly recommend you guys go and check out that video. And if you already have checked out that video, go and check out the video that we did talking about Doran joining T1 and the impact that he will have as a top laner on their team. But in this video, we are going to be ranking how strong we think the teams are for the 2025 LEC Winter Split. So for those of you guys who don't know, I love G2 Esports. I've watched G2 ever since they came into the league, right when they got promoted back in the EULCS 2015 Summer Split. And this is back when you had like relegations and all that other shit. And, you know, in this offseason for 2024, they chose to get rid of Mickey X and Yike, because we knew a change was going to happen. We knew, and they brought in Skewmond. No, not Screw Moms. Skewmond is another like jungle prospect, right? And they chose to get rid of, you know, Mickey X for Lebrov. Yeah, Lebrov. That same player that everyone says is really good, yet he's just like okay at best. Like his ceiling is so low, honestly. So G2 Esports, obviously they've won the LEC so many times, so their aspirations basically should be, we win trophies. That's it. That shouldn't even be on the table for a discussion. They've won so much, you should be winning, and you should be trying to obviously, you know, win internationally. But in the LEC, will this roster be as good as the previous one? Well, we're going to have to see it evolve throughout the year. So we'll have to also see, are there any other teams that can challenge G2 this year? Because last year, it really just felt like it was just G2. Then there was like Fnatic kinda. Then you kind of had BDS. And there was a significant gap between G2 and Fnatic. And then there was an even bigger gap between Fnatic and BDS. And then after BDS, you just had like no one. It was just a dark, endless void of shit. So I don't know what's going to happen with the LEC in this year at all, but I can't wait to see it all unfold. And what's up, Mr. Blanks? How you doing, Black man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm out here just watching all this shit. I'm like, Los Angeles is a goddamn war zone. Escape from LA is real. First thing, be careful. Anybody that's going to, you know, be watching this tonight early in the mornings. If you go get Pokemon product, be careful. These people are nuts out here. Shit's crazy. Fnatic's trash. We better knew that.
Yep.
We better knew Fnatic's always garbage.
And I always am going to stick by this, because I literally said after 2022, because I was so burnt by Vitality, and I was like, you know what? I will give them one more chance. One more with that Perks roster. And then they failed again. I'm like, this org is just a Diddy party of just trash, honestly. So let's start going over some of the teams and ranking them. So here we go. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, Koi is back in the LEC. So Mad Lions are no longer an organization, essentially. They have been rebranded to Koi. So this also happened with Rogue, you know, back in 2023. And obviously the partnership from Koi and Rogue dissolved. So Rogue obviously went back to being Rogue. And then Ebai, who's basically the guy that runs Koi, merged with Mad Lions. They were called Mad Lions Koi, and now they're just essentially Koi again. I hate the name Koi. I think the name of Koi is stupid. And obviously, if we're at this point now, a lot of esports teams just have a lot of ridiculously stupid name. Yeah, Koi. What is that name? I don't get it. It's a fucking terrible name. Holy shit. So let's go over some of these rosters. I'm just going to be honest here with you guys. We'll save G2 and BDS and Fnatic for later because these are probably going to be like the teams we mostly talk about. So also for anyone who doesn't know, we have our very first North American import in the LEC. Clarence, Chokemaster, Jojo Pion is on Koi as well, So let's go over it. You know what? Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Team Vitality, the roster, the fucking org that's been here as long as G2 has. They joined the European LCS in the same year. G2 won 4 splits in a row again, won like everything for the last 2 years, Worlds multiple times, Worlds finals, won an MSI finals constantly. You know what Vitality did, guys? Do you know what they did? Completely nothing in these years. They've never made a finals in their entire organization's history. They won a 3rd place match back in 2018. Then they lost a 3rd place match in 2018. And the only year they ever did anything was 2018 when they went to Worlds. That's it. They've just been an absolute complete shit show in the LEC. But what is their roster this time around? Is this going to be better than last year? Hylissang has been a dirty, filthy, fucking wackadoo inter for like the last 2 years in a row, completely sprinting his ass on stage. Bro, who's on Mickey X inting? Motherfucker Hylissang is just actually trying to actively feed the games all the time. I don't know if he's even playing for a team. He's just playing for a paycheck at this point. And so what is this roster? You have Nako, Linkus, Zajac, so Pat Zajac from Wheel of Fortune, motherfucker retired, Carzzy and Hylissang. So you have the bot lane they had last year, which was insanely inconsistent. The only good player they have on their roster is Carzzy, who I think shouldn't even really be here anymore. Carzzy, you want a better team, leave Hylissang. Why do people have this infatuation with this guy, even though he clearly runs it down? I don't get it. Then they had what was that guy they had last year before Linkus? Douglas. So Douglas was their jungler for a little bit there, and they're like, you know what? We'll just get rid of you in the most important split and bring in Linkus, who's going to be on farming.
Don't forget, before Douglas was Bo, who they just best, and then they put in Douglas. Yeah.
So Bo was their project. They had self-made. That was just an L. They had Haru come in. Haru was just a waiting room so they could get Bo in, so he could like have the legalities to be in the LEC. Bo completely failed, and they went to
and they fucked that one up because they was like, oh, we got 2 Asian top laners, and it's like, and then they realized top side, they realized Korean and Chinese ain't the same.
But they rap the same. One's Lil Pump and one's the baby.
Oh god.
One's
built like the baby.
People know how much I can't stand Vitality. Just years and years and years and years of mediocrity. That's how you know Yamato Cannon was a good coach, because the only year they ever did anything was in 2018 when he was their coach. And then the year after, he chose to get rid of Kikis from Mowgli, and obviously they were just dog shit at that point. But nevertheless, people are like, MSK, where are you putting Vitality? Honestly, I don't care. It's going to be 8 to 10th. I hate watching Vitality. I hate seeing them in the LEC. They're just constant fucking failures. I hate watching them. Please, can we stop? They've had super teams. They've had veterans and rookies. They've had all rookies. They've had 1 veteran, 4 rookies. They've changed out coaching staffs constantly. They've had players that have been in their org, did shit, left the org, did better. They had a roster one time where they almost beat Fnatic and went to Worlds, but then they just blew it up. I fucking hate these people. They fucking suck ass. Fuck this org. You suck balls. You can stay in 8th. Holy shit, they just waste money on teams. Trash. 8th. Can't wait to watch another year of Int Vitality games. Hell yeah. Remember last year, guys, in 2024, they're not even out of playoffs, and their social media manager is like, sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but this is over. It's over. Bro, they haven't even played a game yet. Bro, it's not over.
Oh no. Oh no. They knew it was over. They knew it was over.
Before they ever played a game, their social media manager was like, I should just give up too. They actually could have beaten SK Gaming to keep themselves in the playoffs. They lost to SK Gaming, and that gave SK Gaming their first place finish that they haven't had in like 10 years. It's actually insane.
Yeah.
Fuck Vitality. Where are you putting them? You put them in first, right?
Nah, they're about 8th place.
Yeah, because what is this obsession with rookies? I don't get it. Linkus didn't show any promise. He's just about as good as Douglas really was. Maybe worse. We saw the coordination, the synergy between Hylissang and Linkus. Yeah. Nothing. So let's save the La Blue wall for later. Let's go to SK Gaming. SK Gaming. No, actually, we'll do it from here. Let's go. Team Heretics. So you have Carlson, just Fresh Prince of Bel Air. What the fuck? Shio.
That's Carlton.
You're right. Oh my God. L for me. Sorry.
This is Carlson. I don't know who the fuck Carlson is.
Camel Toe, Flaccid, and Stend. Who the fuck are these people? I know Shio. Shio was BS jungler. He's just meh. He's just really meh.
Yeah.
Flaccid is like their best player. So I guess what do? Just you invest all your resources into Flaccid as your carry. Yep. That's it.
Yep. I just hope he doesn't get caught out again.
What are we doing here, man? Get your ass in 8th.
8th, 9th, at highest 7th. At highest is 7th.
If the whole league collapsed, they could get 7th.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Team BDS, the roster that was the only roster that constantly lost to G2. They were G2's bitch the entire year. Literally, series would be like, oh yeah, game 1's close. Game 2, early game.
They go up. I remember they went up 2-0. And I was like, oh shit, G2 about to fight.
It's over now.
And then someone in the chat said G2's gonna win this 3-2. I'm like, bet. And then game 1, all right, cool. BDS, they got stopped out. Game 4, game 5, you're like, what the fuck? BDS was up 2-0 and just did not show up ever again. Each game got worse. And the fucking thing about it, they almost lost game 2. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, dude. God. I don't know if anyone that watches league content, if you watch Crownie's episode he did with I Will Dominate and Yamato for the sack down, he even said the same shit you just said. Remember how they were 2-0 against Mad Lions back in their final? He said he knew when they went 2-0 up and they lost one game, he knew they were getting reverse swept. What is this thing with this team? This is not like just this iteration of the roster. Multiple rosters that they've had since 2023 just get reverse swept. Because before they were just not irrelevant. They were just a 10th place bottom feeder. But ever since they moved up in the world, they're like, you know what? We'll be a 3rd place contender. We're not the best team, but we'll beat everyone else beside us. Now they just can't even win a series. They just constantly get reverse swept.
Yep.
So the roster is irrelevant. Who you guys remember that was on SK Gaming? He was good. He definitely was one of the best top laners in the LEC. Definitely was way down by his team. You have 113, who used to be on Astralis. I thought he was pretty bad when he was on Astralis, but I guess everyone's going to look bad on Astralis, actually, if you go by that logic. Nook is Nook's just Nook. He just bends over and takes a dick up his ass if you're talking about fucking humanoid and caps. And now Jojo Peon's in the league. So, yeah, he was comfortably, debatably, maybe like 4th. And that's because the mid lane pool in the LEC was really, really jank. Now you got Jojo Peon here. No, you're comfortably 5th now.
Yeah.
Ice was stable. He was really only here because they didn't like playing with Crownie anymore. So they got Ice, and people were like, I don't know, is he gonna measure up to what Crownie brought for them? He's fine. He's fine. He was a decent ADC. And now you have another guy named Parus because they just couldn't handle LeBron anymore. I'm surprised LeBron lasted on the roster as much time as he did, but they have Parus. I think they'll be like where they were around last year. Maybe they're like 4th. Maybe 5th. I don't know. Maybe 4th, 5th. It's kind of where I'm settling on them right now. I think they'll just have the same issues they had last year. They don't have Striker, guys. Striker was the only reason why they had any semblance of map awareness. He's not there, okay? They, for the life of me, could not close out a game. No, sorry. It wasn't that they couldn't close games. They couldn't actually have an early game. Their early game was atrocious, honestly. They could only play the late game out decent. But what about you, man? Where are you going to rank them at?
BDS. I would say they're in the middle. They're like in the 5 through 8 or the 5 through 7 group.
Yeah,
I think they'll get 5th place. 5 through 7. Yeah.
Yeah, I think highest maybe 4th. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. SK Gaming, perennially, because Chad said they're just the Cowboys. They might have a decent regular season every once in a while. They might even get first. You know what? They might even top 4. They might even beat G2 and Fnatic, everybody. They might even surprise week 1. They surprised week 1 all last year. There's some times where they're just 10th. Sometimes in the year, they're the middle of the pack. Well, you can count on this. Whenever they're in the playoffs, they are just a free win. They're just never good in playoffs, ever. They haven't. This org has only sniffed the 3rd place match, and that was just in 2015. The first EULCS I ever watched. The EULCS 2015 spring split is the last time they ever had a high ranking. They lost a 3rd place match. No. Yeah. I think they lost or won a 3rd place. One of them. They got highest they've only ever achieved is like 3rd and 4th. They choked a series against Fnatic. They could have went further in winter. Spring, I don't even know what the fuck happened to them. They just kept choking every game. And we don't even talk about summer because Niski was absolutely turbo running it. Man was like, highway speed run, get me retired and some shit. So their roster is Genax, who previously was a mid laner, role swapped to top lane, played top lane for them. They kicked him out for irrelevant. Now he's back because he was on BDS before. They got him back. They have Yzma, who's just the guy that flashes the Mad Lions emo constantly. He's just abysmally bad. Rieger was that terrible Mad Lions mid laner. They kicked him out for Niski. He's back. Rahel, I thought was good. Easily for me, top 3 ADC in the league. But he had to play with that other guy named Luon last year, who definitely, wasn't really as good as him.
Luon wasn't bad. They were actually the better part of the team.
Yeah, they actually came in and improved them, but now you have Loopy, who apparently was a player that they initially wanted to bring, but they couldn't for whatever reason. So I don't know. I think they'll be where BDS is at, like 5th, 6th, maybe. Honestly,
okay.
I think that's where they're at. All right, now we're gonna go up and we're gonna look at the next team. Oh God, they really put me through the ringer tonight. Rogue. So Rogue last year was just absolutely shit. They got 0 championship points last year. They don't have that this year. So there's no season finals and there's no championship points. Their roster last year was just trash. Like, they were horrible to watch. They were boring. No sense of how to play the game. This is an awful team. Literally the worst team in the league. Now your roster is Adam, Malrong, Larson, Patrick, Execute. Execute is Jang Hoon, who was on Fear X last year. And he was swapped out for another guy because he was just running it. You have Patrick, who has just been on XL Esports, XL Giants for forever. They finally got rid of that guy. I don't know why they got him. We've seen Patrick's peak. We've seen what he can do. We've seen this guy I've seen this guy ever since he was called Sheriff. He is just okay. He's never going to be an upset, a Hansama, or a fucking Karzi, or even Reckless. He's never going to be one of those guys. He's just a bare minimum okay ADC. And that's it. People were always trying to hype up this guy, and it's like, dude, he's not a carry like that. He can carry kinda. He's even worse than Noah at carrying games. Not good. Larson hasn't been good for a long time. Hopefully, maybe he bounces back. Malrong was on Rogue. They got rid of him. He went to Brazil. Not kidding. And then he now is not on that Brazilian team anymore. He's back in the LEC. And Adam was Adam, he just is Adam was like, oh my goodness, guys, I can't find the team right now. I guess, man. And then Whipple was like, you know what? Even though I had Whipple, that stupid earnest fat fuck, he was like, oh, I scrimmed against Adam, so he should be out in the LEC. Because people in the esports scene are just retarded. Magically after that, he's on Rogue now. No other team wanted this guy. He said, I have a hard time finding teams, everybody. No shit. Apparently this guy's allegedly a toxic piece of shit. They try to so yeah, people ain't really about that, And debatably, what's toxic because people are just pussies these days anyway. So, what do you think, man? What do you think to finish out?
Shit. Rogue, fuck. Part of me wants to put him 8 to 10. Part of me is like 5 from 7. No, I'll put him 8 to 10. I don't have faith in that team.
I'm not gonna lie. This could either be one of the best teams in the league or just one of the absolute worst. This reminds me of what Nongshin's doing, and we're gonna get to that. Fisher.
Oh god.
Fisher. Oh god, please don't make me talk about that guy. Yeah, so this roster is giving me Nongshin vibes. Just random people that have had some success a little bit put together.
Yep.
Oh, I'll give you this tier. I'll give you that one. Debatably. Maybe. But I think I'm comfortable with them being a middle of the pack team. Do I think they'll be the absolute worst? I mean, it's very possible. The play styles on this team easily could make this team the worst. Easily. Next team, Movie Star Koi.
Yep.
Merwin, so essentially they have the same team from last year, just minus fresh ass, and they're putting in Clarence. Sorry, Jojo Peon.
Clarence. No, that's Clarence. Yes.
This motherfucker until he redeems himself with that Cloud 900 Thieves series, the motherfucker's name is Clarence.
No, that too. This motherfucker was talking about, oh, we're gonna beat the brakes off 100 seeds, and then you get fucking clapped.
He said in that Reflections video with Thorn that even on their worst day, they shouldn't be losing to them, and he was right. Yeah, but you know what's crazy? You did.
You did. On my birthday. That was the one wish. I was like, oh, 100 seeds get to world. I don't care if we do anything in the world. Let's just be Cloud9 and just shut. But it wasn't even satisfying because it was like, oh, JoJo is ass. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah. No, I knew the minute that series was over, Berserker was gone. I was like, he's gone.
And it was crazy. Right after Cloud9 lost, Chaz was like, L, your team's trash. And I was like, hey, yo, what did I do? Unwarranted shots. This man's taking all the shots he wanted. Holy
I was
shit.
just like, and then you saw how they played, and you were like, oh, yeah.
I was like, you know what? I got to disagree. Yeah, they played like absolute shit.
And you know the fuck was, you was trying to shit out Vulcan. I was like, Vulcan couldn't do much anyway. He was beating.
Vulcan's brain's been off forever.
He was beating Ayla the whole fucking series.
Yeah.
Didn't matter because your mid laner couldn't farm shit. He was letting a motherfucking Quinn who kept inting. He was kept inting. It didn't matter because JoJo didn't know what the fuck to do. I'm like, oh, this okay. And then they're talking about, oh, JoJo could go to the LCK. Matter of fact, we're gonna talk about the JoJo of the LCK later.
Yeah. Because JoJo Peon, he's been talking all the mad shit, and outside of him failing on Cloud9, I do believe he'll be a top mid laner here. But he's talking all this shit. You better be able to back that up, man. The players here, even though some of them are not as good as him, can still be able to match him evenly, you know? And to be fair, it is a big upgrade over fresh ass. I'll give him that. If the Mad Lions roster from last year can perform at somewhat of the level they did last year, minus that summer split, because that was just terrible, and mostly spring, if they can have that winter performance as a consistent factor for them, could they challenge G2? Because this was the only roster to actually beat G2 in a best of 5, along with Fnatic last year. There's potential here. I think they're about third, fourth tier. I think JoJo Peon is an upgrade. But Mad Lions, it's not Mad Lions anymore. Typically, if it's Mad Lions, they would always be kind of like bad regular season. But this is kind of like where I think they'll be. Third, fourth tier, maybe lowest fifth, honestly. All right, let's go to the La Blue Wall. Cloud Bean Corp, everyone's favorite toxic French fan base. Oh, God. Their roster is Kana.
They kept that.
Okay, before we go on the rest of the roster, I'm sorry. Kana sat in the top lane, played Farm Simulator for months straight. I don't think he even played the game League of Legends at all. Man, sat up there and just farmed. Farm Simulator.
It was just farmer creeps. He wasn't even helping in team fights. That's
He
sad
helping
part.
a team fight? I sure didn't see his ass in any team fight. What team fight's man doing?
The only time he would help if there was a team fight near the top lane. He would not roam. He would not roam for shit.
He played a Jace game. People were like, "Oh my god, he's carrying on Jace." Oh great, yeah, 1 out of like 50 games he does anything. He's like, because that absolves all the rest of them. No, of course, if you play Jace top and you can't carry, you suck ass. Like he carried on Jace to a Renekton. I hope a ranged top laner can beat a short ranged one. Congratulations. No, that's like if I played Caitlyn and you played like Kai'Sa and people are praising me that I beat you on Kai'Sa. I hope Caitlyn could beat Kai'Sa early game. She's like some of the longest range of the game. I hope you can. Yeah. You have Yike, who came from G2, Vladdy, Kalist, Targamas. So Targamas is just a ham. He needs no explanation. He's worthless trash. Kalist is their hyped up prospect they've been kind of building up for a little bit. Vladdy came in when they got rid of Sakin because he was sacking their whole season last year. I'm not kidding. He was actual ass. This motherfucker right here, don't miss. And Yike's here. And this thing, Yike's going to have a lot of carrying to do. He can't communicate with Kana the way that he could communicate with Broken Blade. And top and jungle, top was the only lane he ever really played towards a lot more than bot. He would most likely need to play towards bot to get them ahead, but you can't get Targamas ahead. That motherfucker's terrible.
Yep.
I think Yike has potential, but I think what he lacks, generally speaking, is this decisive decision making that can better his early game. If he can shore up those weaknesses, I think he's going to do fine. Man, I don't know where to put them, honestly. I don't know what to do with this roster, honestly.
Kerber, okay. Fuck. Because part of me wants to say put BDS. Fuck.
Maybe SK goes here.
I was gonna say, matter of fact, put SK in 8 for 10. I think without irrelevant, he drop hard.
Yeah, Gen X is a hard clear downgrade. Carmen Court 5 to 7.
No,
yeah,
Carmen
that's
is
crazy.
5 for 7. There's such a wild card.
I saw them play against the G2 roster at that Red Bull event. I get that means nothing, but it looks like this is a little bit more of a competent team than the one you got from last year. Yeah. So I think a little bit of competence will get them a bit further up in the standings this time around. But are they winning a split? No. Some people are like, Kalist is going to be... Remember that article that Thorin went over? Kalist is going to be the Prince of Esports. Whoever wrote that, their opinion, disregard anything they say. Prince of Esports. I hope this motherfucker Kalist can be a... How about this? Carmen, let's start here. Try placing high in a regular season. Okay, follow me here. Then try winning a split. Then try winning more than one split. Then try getting the Worlds.
No, fuck all that. Yeah, I was gonna say just try and get top 4 first. Fuck that.
Try getting top 4 try that first. Let's minimum. Let's
try
having
well in the league first. Try having a 500 record.
Yeah, didn't they only go like 9-9 the whole year?
Yeah, because that one summer.
Oh, sorry, not 9-9. First, but they went like 2 and something.
They were 2-7 both splits. That's me. They were 4-14, and he barely got in the last split, and then he ran that fucking hot wave until they got caught.
They luckily got SK Gaming in the playoffs that time. Oh my god, what a free win did they get there?
Yep.
So yeah, this roster's a little bit better. Hopefully, they can do better this year. KC fans are completely just morons. Prince of Esports. Easy. How about let's hope this guy can even hold his own weight in the LEC, let alone be the Prince of Esports. What the fuck were I reading? Oh my, French people are just retarded. What the hell? Laurel's hot though. Laura, you gotta. Hey yo, girl, let me riz you up. But all right, Giant X, Lot, Closer, Jackie's, Noah, Jun. So they pretty much retooled their entire roster. Actually, all they kept was Jackie's, who He was okay at best. He was
That
just
should be
constantly.
Amadagi, but I ain't gonna talk about it.
You're right. He's constantly just doesn't know what to do on the map with any resource at all. Noah and Jun, when Noah is on, he'll look good. I'll give him that. When he's on, he's on. But when he is not playing good,
oh, it's GG's. It's yeah.
That's when I saw him get Flame Horizon by Yeon at the Esports World Cup. I was like, man, this guy is mentally retarded. This man losing his brain. Jun is a solid, okay support. I think that it's hard to say if it's an upgrade over Ignar currently, but probably is if you're looking at just on the immediate side of it.
I think with the ADC they have, it's about the same. I think Ignar can only do so much with Patrick.
Yeah.
Like, if Ignar had any other 80, if once we get to the team, I'm gonna do a small rant about why they. I went back and I looked at some of the older games. I'm gonna do that right in a second.
You're fine.
Michael, relax, Michael, relax.
Oh God, for closer. Closer didn't look that good on Carmine Corp. Now, people would also say it was because of Kana, a lot of the factors. He's not been playing that good since that double lift split. That year, I even advocated he stay on 100 Thieves because I think the guy has great potential. I think he's really good. Not even just potential. We've seen him play good. He's not like he's. Yeah. You can tell he's good at the game, but he just lacks. If he's not super far ahead, he lacks direction on how to win the game. He's not been good since 2023. Actually, I think this is his last year. I will go back.
I would say 2022. I think 2022 was his last good year.
You're right. Yeah.
I think that 2023 year, you saw spurts of it, but it wasn't enough where he was.
Remember that split where he didn't get a first blood until like week 8? Man was just turbo griefing the whole early game.
That choice, that
summer split. Oh my God, he was running it. Him and Double Lift, you could tell did not get along. I called it. I knew they.
You know why? You know what? And from what
retarded.
You know why? Because it wasn't even just Double Lift. He did want to play with not Licorice. What's his fucking name? The top laner.
Someday?
No. Tenacity.
Oh yeah.
He did want to play with Tenacity because he didn't know if this guy could trade. When Someday came back, Closer felt a little happier. Even though it wasn't the same Sunday, you could tell he felt good. He didn't, and this is my belief. I don't think he liked work. I don't think he liked sitting next to Bjergsen. There's something about him.
I know
their vibe was just.
Did I not call that Bjergsen and Closer weren't going to work? I knew it wasn't going to work.
I was like, yeah, they could probably work. Nope. I saw that game too. I was like,
that mid lane synergy was off. And the thing is, Closer didn't have any synergy with Vladdy last year. It's not going to happen with Jackie's. I think I don't know what the thing is. Like this team could never close out games. This or any roster. Remember what Ignar did last year? He was like, "Watch me, season's over." Hell yeah, we sure did watch. Season just end right in front of our eyes.
I'm gonna tell you something about Carmine Corp last year. The issue is this: Closer had a top laner that wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, top laner.
Vladdy was dead too many times for Closer to even impact. No pun intended. Upset was just and Targamas was just too useless to help. And every time you try to feed him something, this motherfucker was just dead 10 seconds later. Team fight this position. Can I
put most of these rosters in 8th, 10th?
Part of me wants to move BDS up to tough. I don't know who's going to be forced. This part of me wants to say it's Carmine Corp because of Yike, but then I don't have faith in Kana and Targamas. Part of me wants to say Rogue because of Adam, but everybody else is so.
Adam can win you some games. He can,
but he can also just.
But that's only when his carry champions are in the meta. If his carry champions aren't in, which we saw from the LCK, is not the meta. Is like Gragas, Cassante, that one new black Shaniqua bitch.
Oh yeah.
And Sion. That's the meta. If we're just going off what we saw in the LCK for these past 2 days, right? Those are your top lane champions. And keep in mind, even with Fearless Draft, we're getting the same champions. So unless he's pulling out Darius, Set, or Olaf in some of these games, is it going to do as well? Maybe you're right. Maybe BDS is third, fourth.
I think it's BDS just for what we see, because everybody else like Rogue, I'm not 100%. Definitely not Team Hieratics or Team Vitality. Throw those two motherfuckers in the dumpster. I'd be surprised if Team Vitality is above 8th place. Yeah, I think it's Corey
For
BDS.
the good of my soul, like, I'll be the biggest Vitality hate watcher the whole year. For the good of my soul, I want them 10th. Fuck that org. Fuck that trash. People see what I Will Dominate does to T1. I'm doing it for Vitality this year. I'm done. I'm so done. I've seen this org for the last 2025 to 2016. How many years is that? Is that 9? Bro, I've seen this org for 9 years. Sucks so much ass. And only one of the years they were decent. They were good. That also has asterisks in there in and of itself. All right. Let's go to our top orgs. Fnatic. Where are we? You think they're gonna be second like last year?
Yeah, they're gonna be second. They're either gonna be first. They either finally win a split or they're gonna be.
This is the only split I think they have a chance at winning.
Yeah.
If they don't win it this split, I'll be honest here, I don't think you win any of the other splits. And I'll go into that right now. So Fnatic's roster is basically the same top side from last year, and you have Upset and Mickey X because the bot lane they had went to Giant X, as you guys just saw.
Yo, you know the crazy part about it? You can do a tier list right on the website.
Whatever. It's okay. It's okay.
I just saw that. Oh shit. Yeah, I'll put Team Vitality in D tier with Team Hieratics.
Can I put them in E tier?
Like,
is there anything worse than D?
C
Can I put them in
tier.
trash?
C tier is SK, Rogue, Giant X, BDS, and Carbon Corporate B tier.
So let's go over the Fnatic issues that I want to bring up. Okay, so I want people to understand, because a lot of people have very, very short memories. They don't remember stuff. Back in 2022, when even you started watching, I heard that Upset guy was on Fnatic. What was the reasons why he wasn't on Fnatic anymore? He literally did not want to play with those two. He also didn't want to play because apparently they gave him as he said, because Upset could be a little bit of a drama queen, as you know, right, man? He said that they gave him a bad practice environment. Who do you think that comes from? Who deliberately ints on stage getting paid as much money as he does? I wonder, geez, who does that? Who deliberately ints on stage given how much money he makes? Damn. Who could think it, right?
Who could be up 200 goddamn series? See his ADC lose a T fight one time and just start soft ending. Humidor, this motherfucker. Yeah. Let me just lead into Caps that Caps kills me a little faster. Yeah, I'm like, oh, we're team fighting. Let me misclick. Let me jump middle to the fight. Let me get obliterated by a goddamn.
Remember what he did in the Weibo game? The Weibo game, he literally just soft inted straight into them.
Yeah.
Oh God, man. Holy
that would have been a game where, if I was the manager, that would have been a game where I would be like, "Did this shit you doing? This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, go get you fucked up." Like,
yeah, remember in the World Elite game, it was game 2 when they were up 1 game. He's playing Yone, walks into Fog of War, no vision after they already lost a person and just inted. Bro, like,
yep.
God, this guy is fucking.
Trust me, the worst one is when the motherfuckers went through the goddamn fort, the woods.
Great. Yeah, that summer split. This same core roster right here, not Upset and Mickey X, not their fault. The 3 right there. Oscarinen can't play Renekton. We know Renekton's going to be in the meta. He can't play Renekton. What can he play good? People like, he's been debatably top 4. Why do people always say a player's top 4? Because the org is always finishing high place. Just because Fnatic has finished in high places does not mean Oscarinen has been a top 4 top laner. He's only a top 4 top laner because the top lane pool in the LEC is terrible. He's kind of debatably maybe like a 6th place top laner with like top 3 players in his carry roles. That's it. He's not good. He's barely a carry, for being completely honest here. You know? Back when they had Upset, they had to completely play through Upset to win games because they had no direction on how to win. They have Grabs, who was on G2 as a coach before. They won a lot with him. They have Freeze still. A lot of the Fnatic fans, they got rid of Dardo. People have been wanting that for years. The La Formula guy. Yeah. And you add Mickey X. Now, all I understand, the reason why I think they might win a split this year, after not having won anything in the last 6, is because G2 just gave up the best support in the league to their own rival. Keep in mind, people said, didn't they do that with Wonder and Fnatic lost? Keep in mind, Wonder has not been good since that 2021 year. Like the last, when G2 gave up Wonder, he was already not good anymore. So that made no sense to do on Fnatic's point because they had already got a bad version of Wonder. Keep in mind, do people think Mickey X is going to be as bad as he was on G2? Keep in mind, supports are literally supposed to go in like he is. He just made a lot of bad inting plays. That was it. He's constantly inted. If I was the coach, I'm not saying I should have, would have, could. Obviously, it's easier for me to do that than Dylan Falco, right? I would just tell Mickey X, hey, dude, you don't always got to go in right here. You could just wait, put in some vision, deep, roam a little bit. That's it. He was just constantly inting to make something happen because in the summer split, G2 just decided they weren't good and maybe was decent enough to win the split. They didn't really win the summer split. Fnatic just kind of just gave him a free trophy, for being honest here. So
yeah,
I don't think Mickey X performs as badly as he did in summer. And then Mickey X found out he was getting kicked early from G2, and it's like, this guy's brain is fried, honestly. I just, later as the year goes, I don't know if this roster will be decent because we've seen these guys play before. Upset has played with these two before, and it looked jank. It looked directionless because Upset wants people to play to him. Razorg wants to play to 3 lanes and give all the lanes resources. And Mickey X is a lane-focused ADC, so that's not going to be that bad. I can see it getting worse as the year goes on, but if we're talking like just right now, I think they'll be like somewhere in this tier right there. And now we have G2. So essentially, you have a new mid. Sorry, a new mid. Good lord. Yeah, they have Jojo Pion. Fucking hell, right? No, they have Skewmond, not Screwmons, and Lebrov. Lebrov literally stated out of his own mouth he was surprised to get a call from G2. I was surprised too. He's just terrible. Yeah. He's not good. Like, what I mean by terrible, guys, he's not like, okay, he is at his peak. He's just an all right player. He's just all right. He's nothing great. He's nothing good. He's just okay. He's an average support player. I don't know what actual level he adds to G2. I don't know what he is going to do to G2 to make them better as the year goes on. Because we've seen him at his ceiling. He's been here for a while. We know how good that guy is. I'm not going to pretend to be like, oh, well, now that he's on G2, it's just going to be magically pretty good. Based off what? I've seen this guy ever since he started. I've seen this guy on Vitality. I've seen this guy on BDS. All the years he's been on BDS. Okay? Now I have to watch him int on G2, and I have to cheer for this guy. Oh, fuck, man. This org is just testing my patience. Oh, shit. Holy fuck. And now we just have Skewmond. Who the fuck is that?
Oh, no. Okay, here's my rant about G2.
Do you think G2 is going to be... I think they're going to at least win a split?
I think they're definitely going to win a split. I think they still will be the best team. This is my biggest thing. I think they should have found a way to get Ignar. I think Ignar would have been the better fit for House Level from what I've seen in the past. I think overall, I think LeBron and Ignar are about the same in what they do. They just do it differently. I don't know if I want to. If you get rid of Mickey X and pick up LeBron, sounds like a weird move. The reason why I'm not pissed at it, I'm just confused. Like, wait a second. What does LeBron bring? I went and watched the video. I was like, okay, he's good at like direction.
He's good at laning, kinda.
Yeah, right? Like, was that what you needed? You needed someone to like, because Hassan's a quiet dude. He's not vocal.
Yeah.
Like LeBron
himself also isn't vocal. We know that for sure.
He's not as vocal as like a Mickey X or an Ignar is. Like,
Yeah, and even Mickey X, even though he wasn't vocal, because he's pretty much a quiet guy if you watch the comms, he made it up for his skill in game, you know?
Yep.
Like, I think this has. I remember there was a split from last year. Remember where Caps came on again to be Caps again? Because there was a period point in time where Caps himself was just all right, but he would just kind of get it together in the playoffs. Last year, there was this after this like giant game that he played against them. He started just carrying games again, started being really, really good.
Yeah.
I think this split has to be carried by either Broken Blade or Caps if they want to win. Do I think they can win? I think they usually always get it together in the playoffs. If you have these players, Broken Blade, Caps, and Ensemble, who are easily top 3 in the role, if not the best players in the role, I think it can happen. The problem here is, do these guys acclimate to the roster sooner rather than later? Or do we just wait to see them improve and then it gets better throughout the year? Or does it start good and then end worse too, based off their ceiling? So it all kind of just hinges on where do we see them ending versus where they're beginning. I think Skewmond, if I looked at his Red Bull gaming event, I don't know, man. I'm saying I know this doesn't mean anything, but I'm just looking at just overall what I saw. This is roster gonna look worse.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worse. It's definitely worse.
I just think they'll get away winning a split, this one or the next one, just because of Caps, honestly.
I think G2 got worse, but I think every other team got worse too. I think the only team that you can say on paper is better is Fnatic and maybe Koi, depending on JoJo. JoJo to me is such a wild card where he can either be the piece that Koi needed to overtake G2, or he can be the piece that just sinks him to the complete bottom.
Yeah, there's a world where Koi can be above Fnatic, because remember, there was a lot of games where Mad Lions definitely threw against Fnatic. They could have easily beat them more times.
There's a world where Koi could be over G2.
Yeah. If you're looking at the upgrade that they got mid, but
I would put Koi 3 because JoJo's such a wild card. After I saw him from last year, he has to do a lot because. And when I look at G2, just off Broken Blade, Caps, and Hot Summer, that gives me assurance they're at least top 2. Skewbomb more than LeBron. It's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, because it's what do you think is harder, them implementing a new jungler or implementing a new support? That's the problem, though.
A jungler who's coming from the LFL,
Yeah, because LeBron, he might just get away with his experience in the LEC because he's been here long. It's going to be way harder to implement Skewmond as a jungler. It took Yike a little bit of time on stage to start carrying games. It took a while, honestly. You know?
And I think that's what G2 needs to get to a point of. Don't let your jungler carry your games. It's like a team later I will tell you about why I think. And that's going to be the opposite for the team I talk about in a bit. Skewbond, I think you need to figure out what kind of juggler he is. Is he a utility juggler? Is he a juggler that can carry?
Based off the meta that we're in currently, what's the meta? Like Jin Zhao. What's the meta? Jeez, we just watched the LCK games. Holy crap. I know Jin Zhao's in it.
The LCK meta is just,
jeez. God.
Yeah. Right.
Let me go and look up some of the games really quickly. I know it's a mixture of carries and tanks, so that's going to be a weird meta to have, honestly. That's my problem with G2. It's like, did you see that video that their manager did with I Will Dominate and Yamato? We're talking about why they made the changes that they did. I understood what he was talking about. They've been together for like 2 years. He felt like they needed a change. That's understandable. I fully get that, right? But do these changes make you weaker? Or do these changes make you better? Or are these changes initially side grade that'll be an upgrade long term? Because if we're being honest here, Mickey X and LeBron have been competing each other for a while, and we know Mickey X is better. That's not even like a question in our minds. Unless Mickey X completely just starts turbo sprinting, highway speed running it on Fnatic, then maybe they were right? So, anything else you want to say about the teams before we head out?
I think G2 is still the strongest team, but I would not be surprised if they only win one split this year.
Yeah. Do you think they at least go to Worlds this year?
No,
If we're looking at long term, but you know.
I think they'll never be at Worlds.
Yeah, like the LEC is so weak on some days.
I think they'll definitely be at Worlds. I think they'll definitely be at Worlds and MSI. I'm not sure about this first split.
Yeah, because I think this first split, if you win, you go to First Strike, the new international tournament. So if Fnatic win, they'll win their first split and go to the first international tournament. God, imagine them as the only representative for Europe. Oh my!
I'm not gonna lie. This First Strike, if I'm some of these teams, I'm not really caring about this First Strike shit. I want to see what the fuck it's actually about. Like what the fuck this is. Because if the First
so some
Strike
of the meta
is
right now
like,
for the junglers are like it's Sejuani, Jarvan, Jin Zhao. So mixture of carries and tanks. So we'll see how they try to utilize them. But no, you're right. I think it just depends on because keep in mind, even if some of these guys wanted to go to First Strike, let's be honest, they're not getting there. You ain't seeing like none of these guys will be in the conversation toward the end of the split, for being honest here. You know?
Yep.
I think the most beneficial way for it to matter, because people wanted these winter splits to matter even more than just winning a trophy. I think having an international event makes them matter a little bit more. But then again, it's like how much of it will impact you and potentially the players burning out later on if you go. So if G2 hypothetically when they go, how good of an experience will it be with the new players?
Yeah.
If Fnatic wins and gets to First Strike, Europe is just finished. Europe is just cooked, honestly.
Oh, easily.
Can't wait to watch Humanoid int it for like another tournament in a row. So yeah, what is your closing thoughts and opinions on the tier list?
Fnatic will win a split. MSI representatives is going to be G2 and Fnatic again. I believe Mad Lions is going to be the team that can, put that can screw that plan up. And for Worlds, I'm not even sure. This could be the year where G2 finally looks like beatable, and and they don't get bailed out by these other teams sucking.
Yeah, because last year it felt like nobody could challenge G2, and they were just so afraid of battling G2 at anything. Hopefully this year it changes. Please. There should be no splits that we have to watch anymore where no one can even potentially challenge them because they're so afraid of fighting G2. But I know we're going to hear stories later in the year about like, oh my God, we had to cancel scrims because of our mental health. Motherfucker, you're playing video games. Shut up, you fucking loser. You're playing video games for thousands of dollars. Boo-hoo. Suck it up. Jeez. Because you know what's crazy, man? These players are like, well, we need someone to challenge us like in the LCK. Okay, you have G2. Oh, I can't do it. Fuck off, man. Jesus Christ. People sound like pussies, dude. So, yeah. So for me, hopefully the G2 new players can be good.
Yeah.
Yikes. So, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys.